Right, this is gonna be a quicker version of what we just did, so I'll try and make this as short as possible. Right, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is gonna be a quick breakdown to a commercial I DP'd, and I was also the director on it. It's a kind of solo shoot, so it was myself and the model, which is Emanuela, and big shout out to Emanuela for turning up at a very short notice. So this is a commercial which is gonna be a part of a series that I'm trying to work on, and the whole idea came from seeing an advert on YouTube for eBay. So it was a series of adverts and I kind of felt motivated to do something like that. So this is me not trying to sell to eBay or trying to do anything funky, but it's just me trying to grow myself and improve with what I have at the moment as a cinematographer. So I reached out to Ella and we kind of like picked some frames that look like what we want to achieve, and we're gonna use one little space, one bag, a couple of clothes, Ella, myself, cameras and lenses and lights, and we got this shot. So let's look at the whole commercial together. I literally shot the whole commercial on the Nikon ZR and the red Komodo-X because both can shoot R3D and I can match them together in post. So I'll be breaking down 2 to 3 frames from this commercial and I'll try and make it as quick as possible. So breaking down the lights, we use aperture 600D, the Godos f200 by. At the same time we use the Amaran 300C and also a negative 4x4 floppy, and that was what we use in terms of light and shaping light. So I'll pick 2 to 3 frames that I'm very excited about and we'll break it down. Right, so this is the last frame of the commercial and this is as basic as you can have it, sort of. On this particular frame I filmed on the red Komodo-X, and this as well was shot on the DZOFilm Arles Prime, and this was the 25mm. I will not talk about the lighting in this particular frame because we use the same lighting setup for almost every of the shots, but I necessarily just want to talk about composition and why I often try and get this kind of shot for my last shot of the commercial. And what I did here basically was putting this bag in the front of the frame and at this side of the frame, and having my model, which is standing right far back behind the back, and she's a little bit out of focus and the bag is full in focus. So what we are trying to get in this frame is to show her selling the bag, obviously. At the same time she's looking at it, and you know when you have something and you are trying to sell it and at the same time you have this like conflict of decision about selling it or not selling it, and when you sell on eBay you get buyer and you sell, you get your money paid. So there is that good side of selling and then the side of you are losing what you have, sort of. So she's in between that decision making process, but eventually she sold the bag and put in film like that part, so not necessary for what we are trying to sell. So this is just a frame that I love, and I'm using it as the end frame and putting the tagline at the end. So sell it on eBay is what I decided to go with, as simple as straightforward like that. I mean, there are more catchy words that I could have used, but I decided to go with something very simple, and the whole commercial literally was more into a simple kind of look and everything kind of go in that direction. So I like this frame. So straight to one that we talk about, the lighting. So we use the 600D as our key light, and this was placed outside and was shining in through the house. And what I did was I changed the curtain on these windows. I changed the curtain right here to a very warm kind of soft material that allows light to pass through, because the 600D is a daylight light. So I wanted something warm. That was the look we were going for. And to get that and also get a bit of contrast, so I was gonna diffuse it to a bit of warmer key light, and was giving me this hard light on her face. If you heard about the time SOFHOB, and that's soft on face, hard on body. So I was getting this hard light on her hair here. It was on the back right here behind the other side of the frame, and eating all her body. You see it in other part of the frames, and it was eating the walls as well, which she was facing. So that was what we used the 600D literally for. And to get our warm look and a much more soft light from the house, we had the Godos F200 by, and this was placed behind our hair here, and it was shining into this corner of the house. So F200 by is a light mat, and the light was positioned here, and I think I was on 3600 Kelvin, so it was a bit warm and was giving me this soft feel on her body and her hair here. And to cap it, we had the Amaranth 300C, which was positioned right here and was shining in through the roof and bouncing a bit of warmer light back into all of the frame. So you have that coming in through all the frame and all on our body here as well. So like obviously the 200 by is coming here. So for this part of our body, which is back in the 200 by, the 300C is filling with its warmer look as well. So you have the function of 300C there. And lastly, we added the floppy on this side as well to kind of prevent the lighthouse coming from the 600D bouncing around in the house to bounce to our face again. So position the 4x4 here just to block this ray of lights that is coming from the 600D, and instead of bouncing around, just blocking it. So this gives that kind of beautiful look that I personally love. And the reason why I said it's one of my favorite frames is because we try to use this simple shot to sell what we are trying to do. And the idea is someone looking at a product that she's about to sell on eBay and looking at the whole commercial itself, literally a lady just checking out her dresses and probably about to go out, was picking options and looking at it in the mirror, and then found out that there was a bag underneath the cloth that has been hiding and she's not been using and she's not been taking out, and it's still fairly new, and she decided to take a picture of it and sell it on eBay. So this is her staring at the bag like this: you are going today, I'm selling you on eBay. So we decided to film through this handle frame and kind of gives like a frame in a frame look. We could have like positioned the camera on our side and get that shot, or on the other side, and it won't really sell the idea of what we are trying to do. So this is like another perspective of someone, or perspective of the bag, and she's staring at it like I'm selling you. And so that's as basic as it is, as basic as it looks, is in my opinion selling the commercial for us. So that is why it's one of my favorite frames. And quickly I'll jump on to the next one. This one was shot on the Nikon ZR, and if you're wondering how good the ZR is, well, you can tell from this frame it closely matched with the red Komodo-X, because they obviously shoot on R3D, even though they are 3D is any and this is a real out 3D, but they're all out 3D. So this was shot with the ZR and with the appear with the 12mm from DZO Vespid Prime, the first version. Same position of light, same thing. 600D from outside, 300C bouncing to the roof, 200 by filling the whole part of, as you can see here, that's the function of the 200 by and the 300C. This is where you can see very well the pattern of light from the 600D, which is coming from outside. You can see here, you can see the hard light here. That's really separating the whole thing for us. So this is like a POV shot. The camera is right in front of her face and it's like showing what she's doing. So she's taking a picture. I was praying that my reflection will not be in this shot because reflection is a very hard thing to deal with. So thankfully it wasn't, and we got this shot. And just a quick highlights run through the whole commercial. This was shot on the ZR with the 12mm Vespid Prime version 1, and this was on a gimbal, and then straight into the 25, I think. Is it 25 here, or yeah, I think 25mm here, and the same kind of look again. We had the 600D from the behind, we have 300C and f200 by in the house, and then they are all giving the soft light like you can see on our hand and our hair, and we had the negative on the other side of our face to give that shadow, a bit of shadow. And we have this shot which we didn't do much, but I think the little we did with this particular shot is selling it very well in my opinion. So what we did was, because the light from outside is shining through into the light, I had her to just move her body a bit and let that light pass through her and hit the bag that we are trying to sell. And if you look at her movement here as well, she kind of like turned like that, and that to the next shot kind of shows that movement. I think what I could have done better is starting these shots exactly about here when the lights start appearing, because it kind of flows into it, like bam, into that light moving through the bag and the cloth there. The light was like literally highlighting the products that she's like, oh, you've been there all this while and I've not been using you, then you are going on eBay, so kind of thing. And then she picked it up, like drop this and pick it. So I think I was using the 25. I think no, I used the 50. I think I used the 50mm here, back to the 25 and the 25. And then you can see that flare from the Arles Prime that is like coming from the 600D from outside, and then the Nikon ZR with the 12mm, and then these shots, which is obviously my favorite. I've said favorite like 10 to 15 times, I don't know what I'm saying, but I like this shot. So that, and then close up, and then this shot of she has taken a picture, she's excited to sell it, and then final shot of like okay, sold it. That looking back thought of, should I not? Well, eventually she sold it on eBay. So that wraps it up for this commercial. Like I said, it was a solo shoot, myself and just Ella, and three lights, 2 cameras, about 3 lenses. And tell you what, you can do this with 1 camera, with 1 lens. All you need is moving close and back, and it might take time than it will it might take more time than normal, but you end up getting your shots. And if you're out there, you are a filmmaker, or you want to be a filmmaker, or you are growing to be a filmmaker, I would 100% advise to pick up your camera, come up with a concept. Even if you've seen something online, like I said in this scenario, try to do the same thing. You are not copying, you are just trying to build yourself to get to that level. You can't just arrive to that level you want to arrive to just by saying or manifesting that you have arrived. You have to like practice and grow yourself to get to that level. So pick up your camera, pick up your lens, film something. Even if you don't have someone to film with, you can film yourself, set your camera and get an autofocus lens, and yeah, you can do something cool. So that's about it for today. I said it would be a short video, but it ends up being a very long video. That will be everything for today. And if you're interested to see the ZR review and the red Komodo-X, do it to subscribe to my channel. I will make sure to release that video as soon as possible. And until then, bye.